Welcome. I'm delighted to be back on your screen. Are you excited to see me on your screen? Don't worry. In today's video, I am here to speak with someone who we have introduced his property on on this channel just once, and I think I did the introduction with him as well. However, after that, I still had people who had questions, and I said, you know what? We should then ask those questions we then asked back then. So in a way, I want to reintroduce him to you. Yes, you at the comfort of your home. So I'm gonna go right now into his office, and then we're going to have the conversation, discourse, things that would make you kind of understand who he is, what the brand stands for, why you should invest with them, and then, of course, build some level of trust with what they're doing right now in the city of Ibadan. Yes, the property I introduced to you guys was the one in Ibadan, and the reason why we would get all of the details right in this video. So it's all about him telling us, talking to you and I about what he stands for, what the company stands for, and what they have in their portfolio, and why you should be investing with them. And like I said, for me, it's always better to have these one-on-one conversations with these developers so that you can hear from the horse's mouth, you can kind of understand them, understand what their vision is, and in the end, not just me building the trust with them, then you also can see why I've been able to build some level of trust with them, and then you can get to trust them as well, and then do business with them. Okay, so are you ready now? As I'm going to what I'm going to his office, and then we will unveil, ask the questions, the critical questions, and then we just have this conversation. So please watch the video to the very end, because if you don't watch it to the end, you probably miss out on so much detail. So this is not a video you pass on. This is a video you watch to the very end, because you need to listen to him as he talks. All right, thank you so much. Let's go inside now. Welcome to Folydam Homes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be sitting right here with the man behind the brand himself. So without further ado, I'll just allow him to introduce himself to you. Please go ahead and introduce yourself too.
Thank you. My name is Elijah Folorunso, the MD CEO, Folydam Homes Investment Limited.
All right, you have just heard from him directly. And like I said earlier, that today we're going to be having very serious questions for him, and then listen to him giving us his response, and then getting to know him and then the brand as well. I have introduced him. He's subtly on site, but today I had to bring the camera to his office, meaning let's see him at his comfort zone and then hear everything. So sit back and relax and watch this video, like I said earlier, to the very end, because if you don't watch it to the very end, how do you even get to know this man sitting here and the brand? Okay, so tell us, what inspired you to venture into real estate development, especially in Lagos, in Las Giri, the way we like to call it, Las Giri. My favorite Lagos, I'm just going to divert. It's nothing too serious. Our audience, they know me already. I don't like it to be too serious. So let's not be like when one jam sitting and we want to write an exam, or one advert and all of that. So yes, of all the states in Nigeria, you decided to venture into real estate in Las Gidi. You don't go to Oyo. Now you go to Kogi, where I'm from. Or show where you're from, right?
Yes.
You decided Lagos. Why?
Thank you so much. Well, this part of the story is what I love to talk about whenever, I want to talk about my real estate journey.
Mm.
2011, I acquired a property in Ibejuleki, a plot of land, actually,
Okay.
from Omonile.
Okay.
And I started building, and along the line, at the point of the semi-finish, the property was taken away from me. They demolished the property, the building from to the scratch. So I can tell you, when I got there, I could not even know where my building was seated.
Wait. Hold on. You bought land
Yes.
from Omonile. You started to build to almost finishing.
Yes.
When you say semi-finish, it means that it's just interior work that is left. Interior work that is left.
Yes.
And they took the land from you.
Yes.
As in they sold the land to somebody else.
According to the story, the land has been sold to someone else before I got it.
So you use the word demolished. It means that when you went back there, you didn't see your house again.
I didn't see my house again.
So the word demolished came from the previous owners.
Yes.
They were the one that came and demolished
through task force.
What? There's so much question around that transaction, but because we have a lot of questions to ask you, I will go into in depth that. So continue.
So then I come to realize that the property has been sold to someone else before selling to me. So from them, the original owner, because the truth of the matter is anybody that has a document on the property owns the property. So the main owner, which is the original owner, got a permit from Lagos State Task Force. They came in there, they demolished the property. So I went back.
Wait, sorry, before you continue. Okay. Does this mean that when you were acquiring this property in 2011, you didn't do your due diligence?
Well, the truth of the matter is I don't know much about real estate then. So the only due diligence I thought I should do was to ask community, one or two people, please, are this family the real owner of this property? Which they confirmed to me that they own the area.
But they don't know that they are sold
to someone else.
There's multiple sales.
Exactly.
Because that diligence worked. I mean, they didn't like. They told you the owner.
Yes.
Okay. Lesson learned.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So after then I begin to like, what could be the Lagos? Does that mean Lagos is not where I should build house? Why not start building or get an apartment in my hometown before? I begin to think of different things.
You should have come to Kogi. There's no.
Actually, I was thinking.
Let me not say there's no money like Kogi.
Why not build in your hometown before you? A lot of my friends were like, well, I put myself together. Like life goes on. Then some of my friends were like, Elijah, they broke your building and you are still okay. You're not admitted in the hospital. You did not die. But the truth of the matter, there was actually a man that built beside my home. The man is from Ekiti. He said the only thing he achieved, that's actually why I like this real estate. I will open some things that people does not know. This man said he spent 35 years in Lagos. That all the money he was able to gather was what he used to buy that property and develop it. The man died during the incident. The man died. I wept. But some people thought it was because of my property that they demolished that actually makes me feel bad. But no. I felt bad because I know that man very well. They demolished the man's property. So when some of my friends was now like, Elijah, and you are okay, I said, who will tell the story? If I should, get affected because of this.
Well, I don't think is more only that. I think you just had the tenacity to take it. Like, unfortunately, may the soul of this man and so many who have gone through this, rest in peace. Some people cannot take it. Some people cannot take it. They can't take it.
Of course.
There's no how you. I mean. So some people can just not take it. So let's just say that you had the grace and
yes,
probably had the strength
I
to
understand
chase
what
it.
you are saying, because this whole thing happened. They came for the demolition as in on a
As far back
Sunday.
as 2011.
On a Sunday, early in the morning, on a Sunday, that some people are still, even those that are already living there, they are actually in their house, still sleeping when the task force came in. So the story is actually a very pathetic one that is not easy. Whenever I remember it, I just like, well, I feel fulfilled because I've started helping people not to fall into that kind of
Oh, I see. So that was where the drive started from.
Yes.
Oh,
that was actually why the
like not again
started from. Like, no, this will not happen to other people that I know, because when that man died, that was actually what pained me most, that the man died because of these incidents.
Wow. And it's so funny that some people have gone through this, they didn't die, but they are not the same.
Of course,
they're not the same.
I'm sorry to cut you short. I know of somebody, my colleague where I worked before. This man said he will never have anything to do with Lagos State again when it comes to buying property or real estate.
Wow. And I can imagine that you watching ours, or maybe a direct experience, maybe an experience from someone else, probably feel like this. And maybe you're based in Canada, in UK, US, like, nah, yes, right there. We never, ever buy anything or have anything to do with real estate. Well, I want to say to you, don't stop watching this video. Continue. Follow us. Come along. Let's enjoy the story. Let's get to the in-depth of why Folydam Homes is Folydam Homes today. So, thank you so much for sharing that. Honestly, if it was to be a podcast, we're going to dwell on that so much, because I could relate. Not exactly my own story anyway, but that seems to be one of the reasons maybe why we're connected, because it's one of the reasons why I'm doing real estate. I don't want anybody to lose their money. It's crazy. Anyway, so this is going to bring me to, you have told us how long the company has been in operation. So how long now? You started in 2012, right?
Yes.
After the incident in 2011. So you've been in the industry 12 years now.
Yes.
However, Folydam didn't start immediately. So how old is Folydam Homes?
Well, thank you so much. Thank God you know that.
But I want you to tell us,
actually.
yes.
Folydam don't start immediately because, like I said, there's so many things that you need to know about real estate before you just begin to collect people's funds, and claim you're a professional. Not everybody that claim they are professional that are really the professional. So there are so many things that we need to learn before we started, we key into development. Actually, Folydam Homes is 4 years, but we are
riding on 8 years experience.
Yes. The pilot of Folydam Homes has been into the industry for over 12 years. But Folydam Homes itself is 4 years old. Okay. All right. That's a good one, because I like the fact that you just didn't jump into the industry. You have had your first share. I love you. I think I said it on site while we're in Ibadan that I love your background. Because it's scary. Where you come from is very scary for me. Even up to now, my years of experience, I still cannot deal with Oluyole. So this man right here, after that, this is the first. How come this is the first time I'm hearing that story? Yeah. Anyway, I now understood why you now choose the Oluyole part, not our own part, because some other people is them being a realtor before and then eventually into development, which is what we saw a massive trend in the last 3 years. Is really crazy. But so I love how you went to the Oluyole, you did the whole relationship with them, and you are one of the people who even have, if we start mentioning some estates now, you guys will be shocked that this man right here is the one who got these developers, the very known one that many of you know, their estates, this man
is the one who connected them to the various families. No, so many estates. If I start mentioning them, you'll be like, oh, really? This guy? So if you're a bulk buyer out there and you still want to do family directly, he can help you muzzle all of those stress. You know the way I stretching, I can't do it. I cannot. So thank you for doing all of those because people like me cannot survive without that. So we're going to talk about the mission and vision. So thank you. So take us through your vision as well.
All right, thank you so much. At Folydam Homes, our vision is to, fulfill aspiration of investors and empower every Nigeria to be a proud homeowner.
Nice. Every Nigerian.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So this is what I love so much, which is your core values. What are your core values in Folydam Homes?
All right. Thank you so much. Number one, which is the most important one to us, is integrity, trust, excellence, and reliability.
Trust, excellence, integrity,
yes,
reliability.
And the last one is customer satisfaction.
Aha. Okay, so let's quickly touch now on your core values.
All right, thank you so much. Number one of it is integrity, which is the most important one to us in Folydam Homes.
Okay.
And also trust.
Okay.
Excellence.
Okay.
Reliability. And the last one is customer satisfaction.
Oh wow, those are powerful words put together. Now, many might wonder, oh, why is she asking him about the core values, your mission? We could read this on your website. But you see, when you're talking about it yourself, it makes a whole lot of sense. And that's why I need to put a question across to you. You say that your integrity is your watchword, is your core value. You talk about reliability, meaning that clients can rely on you, you're reliable, and then the customer satisfaction. Because me as a salesperson, customer satisfaction is key. Are these just mere words or things that you truly, truly live by in Folydam Homes?
In fact, those key points are very important to us that we dwell on it even every morning before we start working in the office.
So, take us through your project. How has these words been related to the projects you have done so far?
All right, thank you so much. I will start with the integrity.
Okay.
You see, for those that have actually partnered with us, they knows, and I don't know if Prevention at the end of the day, you will like to actually show the viewer some of our clients' review.
Okay.
Because we have some of them, and I can tell you, if they are not satisfied,
they won't give you
they will not give such review.
Okay.
So they are satisfied with our service.
Okay.
They knows our A is A, our B is B.
Give me an example. I mean, it's okay to have the review. I get all of that, but pinpoint one thing that makes it okay for clients to be okay with you and say, oh, we can trust Mr. Elijah, we can trust Folydam Home. Give me one critical example that will make everybody know that, oh yeah, in real estate this seems to be a challenge, but for you it's not a challenge. So I want you to tell me.
Okay, I will not mention one, I would like to mention two.
Okay, go ahead. I like to put you on the spot. So yeah.
When we talk about integrity, it's people want to see, oh, if what this person is telling us is real, is true or not. So number one, our documentation. Whenever every of our sites, when we tell them this is what we have on it, if they go to search anywhere, that is how they will find it.
Okay.
If we also tell them this is when they will get their allocation, when they subscribe, I can tell you that is how it is.
So those two are truly music to my own ear, and I'm sure is music to your ear to watching me right now. I mean, maybe someone watching me now understands why I asked you to tell us about your core values, your mission, and I mean we could easily read that right online. But then relating it to how you have been conducting business in the last 4 years is those two fantastic example. You see, while we're talking off camera, did I talk about this?
No, not that.
So I want to put you on the spot. So, so yeah, because when it comes to documentation, it can be really, really something else.
Yes.
People can be very shady, and especially when real estate companies start young like this. So, what would you say to someone watching us right now who is skeptical, thinking, 4 years, we're still testing the waters? What would you say? Honestly, you know I'm skeptical as well. I know where you started, and I'm skeptical. Like I said it on side that nah, go test the water. Even though you have the experience, still go learn it. What would you say to someone watching us, an investor watching us right now that's still like 4 years? Nah.
All right, thank you so much. There is an adage that says it's not how far or how well. So fine, we are 4 years, but I can tell you, I can beat my chest and tell you what we've been able to achieve for these 4 years. Are we talking about the delivery? Are we talking about the client satisfaction? I can tell you some company that has been into the industry for 10 years, let me not exaggerate, has not actually been able to, do what we've been able to achieve.
Well, that's no lie, because I mean, we're in the industry together, and behind the scenes that some investors are not privileged to see, I can say you are 100% right. And one thing to buttress that for me is the fact that it's not just about the paparazzi. I like to use the word, I mean, because I'm also a media person. It's not about the paparazzi. It's not about the glam, the PR. Some people who have so much PR and nothing. Sorry, I'm a proper Yoruba woman, and you guys know. Agba ofufu, that kind of saying in Yoruba. So I just wanted to purchase that. Okay, so the very first time I had him here is on that estate. That was where I introduced you, which you guys can see on the screen right now. We've been there, I've been there, and I've introduced it to you guys. So if you have not watched the video, I will just put the link on this so that you can see it. Now, before I ask you to tell us about the Oluyole resort, which is one I'm interested in, basically, I'm going to put you on the spot. What is happening in Ekpe right now, and how does that affect these properties you have sold? Because I know the majority of these properties don't have title.
Yes. Thank you.
Take us through what has happened, what is happening now, how has it affected you?
All right, thank you so much. The truth of the matter is there is an adage in Yoruba that said, Nigbati Olodo Eleshe Banjiya, Olododo Ajembe.
Yeah. When it is an adage, and what it means is that when when people, how do I even translate that? Okay, you guys understand. If you're not a Yoruba person, basically, life is not fair in a way that sometimes an innocent person gets to bear the crime of a criminal. So yeah.
So we are actually presently, all times with Lagos State, there are a lot of property owners. Let me not use the developer. Property owners that got the wrong property. Some of these people got the property that is a committed land. And the truth of the matter is, Lagos State, government, they can come in. You may think they are coming tomorrow, and it will be in the next 20 years before they come in. So there are a lot of property that are actually fall into a government acquisition that some people sold, which we don't know why they had to find themselves into that kind of situation. Then also Lagos State are trying to also make sure that all this stop, and they are kind of restricting so many things, so many people selling those property. And that's why they are also trying to do a proper designing of the master plan of Ekpe for everybody to see that no, this place is not a goal.
Are you sure they are redesigning? Because I know they have their master plan before now.
They have the master plan.
Is it redesigning, or they are enforcing that people follow the master plan?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They are trying to enforce that people that has gone into the wrong direction follow the master plan.
Okay.
So, like what I was saying before, you said that they are trying to make sure that it will be obvious to people whenever they come, even those that do not know really much about real estate, or do not know much about property, just like the way I fell into the hand the other time when I was telling you the story, that the only thing they believe is, are they the owner? Not knowing that, is this
document,
not considering the fact that is there a document that back this particular property up from the people that are selling to you.
Okay.
So those are the things they are trying to put in place right now, and that's why right now you are hearing a lot of story about it. And sincerely, some people that they demolish their fencing or something, not every one of them that actually are actually really buy that bought from the wrong hand. Some got it right, but they did not get the fencing permit and some permits. So, and Lagos State, there's rule. When there's a rule, there's always
a crime.
So that is actually what is happening.
I know that you're trying so hard not to go into in depth of what is happening right there now. And to be honest, I am not also ready to go into that conversation. Hence why I've not spoken about it at all. So because the facts are not very right yet, and I'm just watching the trajectory and what is happening there and so on. But then I have said it over and over that nobody should buy any untitled land in Ekpe right now. So are you saying that what you're selling right now is untitled land?
Yes, we are. What happened is we are on the documentation right now.
Okay.
And we have at least proof that shows what we have been doing.
Okay.
So we are actually on, like, the property we have in Ekpe right now. We are working on the documentation already. Okay. That is actually what Lagos State government wants everybody to do.
Okay. Let's talk about Oluyole. Tell us about Oluyole more. We'll discuss, but just touch down on it especially for someone watching me now, that this is the very first time they're talking about it. And I mean, some people don't like to scroll down, so let's just.
All right, thank you. The topic here, this particular topic you just made mention of now, is what I love to talk about, to some of our investors. Because I realize that some people will say, I'm not a native of Ibadan, or I don't live in Ibadan.
Why Ibadan?
I don't want to. No. Actually, Oluyole Royal City is not just an estate.
Yeah.
But I will say it's not just the estate we used to have.
Okay, that explains the excitement.
So this is actually different from the usual estate that everybody used to know, because it's actually, a resort. And thank God you have been there. I explained something to you when we were on the site. When you said, why is it that it's not on the express? Like other people. This is a resort. We don't expect a resort to be on the express, because the truth of the matter is, that express is a major expressway that goes to Oyo, and the truth is, truck pass, a lot of noise everywhere. So we had to go, because we want it to be an home away from home. Where it's a place we want people to come and relax, not just build, rent out. No. We want a place where people can, after the whole stress, we all know the situation of the country, what is going on here and there, stress everywhere. So what we are trying to bring up there is a place where you can say, oh, I think I need to rest. Let me go to Oluyole Royal City to, take some rest before going back to where you are. So we have a lot of amenities that is going to actually help this to come to place.
I'm going to ask, because we want to talk about the estate in full, so I'm going to pick sub-questions like that. So realistically, because earlier I was talking about how some companies, it's more of PR, no big deal. I mean, we all see these things and we all know these things. And then the part I kind of don't enjoy anymore is how we developers just come with these ambiguous names, like the result. Oh, yeah, result. What else? I'm like, results, bro. I mean, just what, So is it going to be like the or it's going to be actually a result?
It's going to be actually a result. We are not just selling to clients. We, as a company, we are also going to have our own parts in the estate.
Okay.
because we know what we are bringing in there. We also don't want to miss it.
So, if this is going to be a resort, do you have a timeline?
Yes.
Okay. So give us a timeline.
We are looking at 2 to 5 years.
Why 5 years?
Because the truth of the matter is, if we tell client 2 years, and at the end of the day, there's a delay, one delay or the other. You know, we are in Nigeria. Anything can happen. Okay, take for example, between last month and now, cement from 8,000 naira is now selling for 10,000 naira. Some are even selling for 11,000 naira now as I speak.
Yeah.
So that may give a little bit setback. You do calculation again before you continue, and some structure that we need to put in place too. Is not just a mere structure. We want people to get value for what they are paying for.
Okay, so in a nutshell, it takes a while to build the resort.
Yes.
Hence why you pick that location. Because if you had told me next year, I would just tell you it's not realistic. And that's the truth. And I'm not even interested in embarking on a project that's not realistic anymore, because the tension will start rising at that timeline. So 5 years sounds more appropriate for that place to truly become livable. Because, I mean, it's still a growing area. I wouldn't even, you and I won't stay there right now for security reasons.
But we may not want to, but people are living around there though.
No, I mean, my late father of blessed memory, that's his perfect spot. He loves to stay in a bit isolated place. I mean, where my mom stays right now, it's still a bit isolated, even in 2024. So you can imagine when my father built the house decades ago. I know that people, I mean, and a resort is supposed to be in that kind of environment, to be honest. But what I'm saying is that, you know, to develop a resort, how many acres again?
About 30-something acres.
Exactly, it's not small. So it takes time. It will take time.
Yes.
Do you understand? And I like to manage clients' expectation, which is the reason why I said so. So, don't you foresee a problem of development? Now, let me break it down. How much is a plot selling now? An acre. Let's talk about an acre. I don't encourage anyone to buy into Oluyole plots. I mean, you wouldn't enjoy it. So, you're asking us to pay you because I would love to invest there. You're telling me that, so let me use myself as a case study now. Okay, so you're telling me to give you 15 million naira to get 1 acre of 600 square meter or 500 square meter?
500 square meter.
500 square meter. Okay, so that's going to give me 3,000 square meter.
Yes.
Basically. So I give you 15 million. I part away with 3,000 square meter. You mentioned cement now, how it's changing. So after the 15 million, what else am I supposed to pay to you?
Well, the 50 million naira comprises of the money for the land, documentation, and the primary development.
Okay, that's what I'm going down. That's what I'm interested in. Because you say you want to build the resorts. It's going to be gaga. It's going to be, maybe you're watching what is several resorts in Ghana, or several, the one we all use, Lakwe Resort and Lakes. And trust me, Lakwe Resort and Lake is beautiful. It's a lovely place. The golf course, I've been on their tournament play and all of that. Of course,
we have to bring our architects to come there.
All of us some of us are into this real estate business. We visit certain places, we pay certain money.
We have even, actually took our architect to
go there and understudy
and right now, as we speak, is working hard on bringing out the 3D.
Okay, so yeah, because I mean, why I make reference to that is that I'm not just a realtor. I dig deep. It's part of research as well. So I wouldn't expect you as a real estate developer, you want to be something like that and you're not visiting existing ones. Close home here is the Lakwe Lakes, and you can go elsewhere and check what it's doing, and then gives you idea of what is being done. So if you come and tell us that it's not a primary development, then I'm going to have a problem with that.
It's a primary development.
Yeah, so why is it a primary development?
All right, thank you. The reason why it's a primary development is because
developmental fee, sorry.
Yes, it's because of the change in prices of things. We said a 5-year project. The truth of the matter, we have to be realistic with ourselves. Tomorrow, they can wake up and say the cement that we are saying is this. Today.
Inflation is just everywhere right now.
So yeah, everywhere. So that's why we have to do it that way, so that we will all be on the same page. We'll not disappoint our clients, and the trust they had in us will not, vanish because of the project. That's why we are trying to be very careful the way.
What and where? Yes. Okay, so when we say a result, what do you so far from your research? Because I know you're still doing the research according to what you said. What do you really need to what are you going to put in place to this result, for this result? What are you putting in place?
Okay. All right. Thank you. In the health states, we are definitely 24-hour security because the
That's
location
important.
is very important. And we don't expect people to come all the way because what we are trying to put there, God help us, we want a situation where people will come from abroad and say, "Oh, I want to come in there.
Yeah.
I'm coming to Nigeria. That is where I want to land. You know, before I visit I do every other thing I need to do in Nigeria."
Sorry to quote you. I'm finding that location very interesting. The is saying or your as I find it interesting. Now, as a filmmaker, because I mean that's my I'm a dual cities dual life. Anyway, I'm finding that location interesting because I also recently, on a very brief tour, I've not done the real one because when I do the real one, I'm going to show you people. Touchdown, not fully, on Clear Flyers resort,
Yeah,
and I was supposed to go to Ibrahim Chatter's own, and it's a village as well. So, and that's where I had to go through. And you remember the day we went there, I was telling you that we need to go there. Now that's it's a film village, but it's also a resort, so you can get things from there. So I'm like, what's with that region? Why is that place attracting a resort? Do you think there's any reason for that?
Well, if you look at the area very well, the serenity, the environment as a whole, you look at it, you will be able to, if you truly want to put down a resort, like you said, for those that really want to do it, that is part of the area I would say is suitable for it in Oyo State. Because they have a lot of land.
I agree.
There.
Yeah,
they have
empty
a lot of land there. The tableland, dry. You don't have to, spend much money doing foundation. It's a very dry land, 100% dry land.
In fact, Lakwe Lakes is just here in Lagos. But speaking about Ibadan, IITA is another amazing place
which is on the same route.
Yeah, I need to visit IITA, and trust me, when I do, I will bring it to your screen. Trust me. So you're saying we should expect something like that because we need to go to places like this and see what the future of Oluyole is going to be.
Yes.
Okay, so selling at acre deal. Of course, there's a plot available for sale for those that want to buy one plot or two plot. But I just say that in a developing place like this, it's better you buy.
I don't, as a developer, being the developer of Oluyole, I do tell people, those investors that have been able to talk to me one-on-one, I tell them, I will not advise you to go for one plot.
Nah, doesn't make sense, to be honest.
If at all, maybe you just want to okay, let me at least make sure you buy half of acre.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah, I agree with you. So there's this popular question that always comes from clients. And I want to ask you, next year I'm going to ask every developer that I work with on screen. So let me start with you as well.
All right. All right.
Why do you guys start selling property? You do not wait to develop before you start selling. That's the way they ask us. Now why is it that all these developers, they will not put gatehouse, do earthwork, road work, put electricity, map out all the plots before they start selling? So Mr. Elijah, onto you, why?
All right, thank you. Well, one of the reasons that we say that actually favors investors is there's no way everybody wants an affordable property.
Okay.
And the truth of the matter is, after spending that money, putting all those things together, the truth of the matter is, right now, Oluyole that we are selling for 15 million per acre, I will tell you, when all those things you mentioned is in place, we cannot sell Oluyole Royal City less than 45 to 50 million per acre.
So you're saying this is tilted to I know that it's to the advantage of investors, and that is where the early bird investment advantage comes in. Yeah, I get that. But are you sure that's just up to it?
Well, here in Folydam Homes, seriously,
that's the reason.
That is one of the reasons. And another reason is we welcome opinion from our investors, from our partners. We may have our own diagram. Before we publicize Oluyole Royal City 3D, we are going to call some of our partners to sit together, just like you the filmmaker, you do premiere, you call it or something.
Yeah.
We look at it together. If they have any idea that maybe this, let's do this, we welcome idea from investors and partners.
Input.
So we want us to be into it together from the beginning.
Oh, that's good.
That is one of another reason why
you sell early.
Do more early bird sales.
Oh, that's good. All right, so let's touch down on the title, because I mean I'm big on title right now. Right. Very favorable one. So what's the title of Oluyole?
Right, thank you so much. The title on Oluyole as we speak is CHOVO, Certificate of Occupancy.
Okay.
Which we are also working on the governor consent, which is called registered deed in Oyo State.
Okay. So already, guys, we're already talking about Oyo State. We're no longer talking about Lagos State. And the way things are done in Oyo State is completely different from Lagos. That is why you're seeing the new trend of developers moving into Oyo State and this part of Ibadan, basically. Now, I have a property in my portfolio that we got the title. The title was given under 2 months.
Yes.
So because it's easy. And that's why I say that any developer that is buying a property now, that's why I jumped on yours actually. Because you are not just processing it. It already had a COO. Yes. Now you're not processing your consent. So there's a first safety for every investor who invests in Oluyole resorts. There's a first line safety.
Which is a COO.
Because it has already been established as a titled land. Right.
Yes.
So whether you are perfecting into your own name is a secondary conversation for me. Because I don't want what happened in Ekpe to come and happen in Ibadan. If you're not careful, it probably will happen to some developers. Because some of them will just keep acquiring this property, and at the end of the day, they will not pursue the title. Because some people, if they had pursued their title in Ekpe early enough, those who bought 3, 4, 5 years ago, if they did that early enough, they'll probably not be in some mess they are in. Yes. I don't know.
No,
let's also don't forget, government is also powerful.
Of course.
But then, so I love the fact that this has
like what you just made mention of. I had a discussion with a colleague, I think last week. We were talking about people moving to Oyo State, and we're like, as it is now, people are moving to Oyo State. I hope people are going to do the right thing.
Exactly.
And put things right.
Exactly.
But I'm sure for those that really know what they are doing and they are really into the business, will have learned their lesson.
Yeah.
From what is happening in Lagos right now.
That's why for us in Nigeria, we're only dealing with you guys who already show us. It's not about, I'm not interested in what you say. I'm so much interested in what you're doing. Okay. Which is why I'm jumping on Oluyole and I'm making sure that my clients jump on it, because it already has an established title. Yes. And there are a couple of other properties who have showcased here that didn't have title when I introduced it. And right now, I have even displayed the COO.
Yes.
Do you get it? I think I have like 2 estates like that. So it's either you know what you're doing. If you move to Ibadan now and you don't know what you're doing, like they say, Oyolowa, meaning you're on your own.
You're on your own.
And
that's why, though you've not been there, the Iliano, another new estate, that's why we got that one as an allocation.
Oh, in Ibadan?
No, Ogun State.
Okay, the one you talked about. Yes,
okay. It's just like the boundary of Lagos State.
I mean, allocation just makes sense because at the end of the day, you get your CO where you're done with your payment. So that's safety, because safety on the end of the investor is the most important thing. We don't want a situation of full kind of a thing. So basically, a lot of things are still going to be put together based on what you said. Yes. This is just an advantage for you to buy now at the pre-launch price, which is early bird investors. So as we progress in the project, like we love to do in Nigeria 24/7, we'll be carrying you along as they're infusing new things. You'll be carried along as well, and all of that. So just trust the journey and trust the process. But most importantly, buy now that is still selling cheap. That's the most important thing. 15 million naira for 1 acre, and just watch your money grow for you in 5 years time.
Sorry, there's something I forgot to make mention of. Is about the green area.
Okay.
Part of the plan is to make at least 60 to 65% green area. That's why if we look at the video of the estate, There are so many palm trees that we decided to leave.
You have to leave them all.
So we are not. It's not by mistake that we are leaving those palm trees. It's unintentional.
It has to be because it's a result. Yeah.
Yes. So luckily, we met the palm
natural
tree
palm trees.
So it's less stress for us by the time we are planting others.
Other ones
we need to put in place.
Yeah, because we need to have more results, to be honest. Because I'm not tired of these estates, and many diasporas are even tired. There's no greenery, there's no trees. I hope that your estates in Ekpe, you are planting trees.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. It's not just about the results.
No,
even in estates, I mean, why don't they have trees? We grew up around trees. I grew up around trees. All right, so we need to wrap this up now. Like I said, the result is still selling. Oluyole, the result is selling. Initial deposit is what's the initial deposit for? 1.5 million naira for the acre deal. If you check the description, you'll find the details for those that want to buy one plot, and we have 24 months payment plan. So you can spread your payments on 15 million across 24 months.
Yes.
But there's interest.
Yes, there is interest.
All right. So if you want to say, oh, goodness, I want to do the acre deal, but because I have other things I'm doing right now, that investment, you can spread your payments across 24 months. That works as well. Your 1 acre deal. You can do 1 year, you can do 6 months as well. So it's up to you, but there are interests as well. So before I let you go, before I leave your office, because I'm the one that came to you, tell us what sets your company apart from other real estate developers in Lagos.
All right, thank you.
Or in Nigeria. And this is in terms of customer service.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. One, I will use something as an example, something that came up, I think, like 2 weeks ago. A client called me from one of our diaspora clients, called, I think it was around 2 a.m. in Nigeria. So when he called, you're like, I didn't know you would pick. I just said I should try. Shane, you can soon. Is it that you don't sleep? I said, well, the kind of business we do, we know that clients, though we have time, we also find time to rest, but at the same time, we make sure that we satisfy our clients, because definitely clients that invest in us, we definitely want to ask one question or the other. So we make sure our service, customer service is always, accessible and hinted. So, and secondly, getting value for what you are paying for is very important to us. You get valued for what you are paying for in Folydam Homes. And then also, the allocation, timely allocation. We make sure as much as we can, we don't wait till we have even 10 clients on ground before we do allocation. And that is why right now as we speak, I think because of the little delay in documentation in Lagos State right now, that is why we have about 4 or 5 people that we are yet to allocate, even within the 4 years of our existence. So I think we have about 4 or 5 people.
Wow, that's amazing. You keep saying that. That's amazing, actually.
And I can tell you, all this I'm saying, there is proof for it, not just mere word.
Okay. So take me through, because the process of documentation. So are you saying that when I buy into Oluyole now, within how many hours or days am I going to get my documents?
Okay, thank you.
I mean, receipts, contract of sale, all of those.
All right,
how long does it take for payment to be confirmed and documents to be issued?
All right, thank you. If there's no delay from the bank, payment is being confirmed immediately.
Okay.
And once payment is confirmed, the process on the documentation starts immediately.
Okay.
Because immediately our accountant will definitely pass it across to our lawyer and the admin to process. And immediately you put in your initial deposit, you get your acknowledgement letter, which shows that we acknowledge that we receive payment from you. You get receipt of what you have paid for. Then you get your contract of sales.
Okay. So this 3 documents is gotten within how many hours? Within 24 hours?
In less than 24 hours.
You
get it. Because already we have the truth of the matter, the contract of sale, there is a template on ground with our lawyer has on ground on that. So it comes immediately. The receipt too immediately, and the acknowledgement letter comes immediately too. So
for those who go on instrumental payment, what do they get every month when they make payment?
Once they make payment, they get receipt an acknowledgement letter from us.
Okay. So when I pay this month, you give me the receipt of how much I paid, and the letter that back it up that, oh, I acknowledge that you're giving me this receipt. Okay. Then every month you give me that.
As you're paying, we give you that till you complete the payment. Then when you complete the payment, you get a registered survey, a certificate of allocation, deed of assignment.
Okay.
It comes in, and a final receipt.
Oh, okay. So you issue a final receipt. Yes. Oh, that's good. Not every company issues a final receipt. That final receipt makes sense, actually.
Yes, that we, the comprises of all the payments you have, made so far. That will be in one. It will be stated there as a final receipt.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. I just wanted to take you guys, through the process, because it's not just about. Sometimes you buy into a property and then the process of getting your documents is so hard. Some take 1 week, some take days before they call. They just make the processes tedious. So I wanted people to know that your processes are not tedious and it makes my job easier as well.
There's something I need to also put in, because another thing that can delay your document from us is when you are yet to fill the form.
Oh, of course, we know that. Okay, thank you for stating that anyway. Yes, because some people just drop their initial deposit, proof of payment, and then get them to do the documents. Filling the form is another trouble. So, but all of this you explained was from the evidence of payment is in, and then the form is in.
Once we get the form.
So, do you require identification? Means of identification?
Yes.
Okay.
Very important. And if you are sending anyone to come and pick your document on your behalf, you need to send a mail.
Okay.
Stating that somebody
identifying the person
is coming with the mail in your subscription form.
Oh, what if I change my email?
Definitely, you should be able to. We should be able to trace it. That you are the same person. If we don't have a way to trace it, we may not give. Or then another option is for you to call.
Okay. Okay. All right. Because emails these days they say it's filled, you pay, and all of those things.
Yes,
so some people can change their email.
I have to pay for mine. So
exactly. So some people can also forget their email and people have reasons for changing email. But then the phone call thing is also important. All right. So thank you so much for answering my questions. Any parting words to existing investors, just in case your existing investor is watching, like, oh, that's Mr. Elijah. And for those that we want them to come into the fold.
All right, thank you so much for your time. All right, our great investors over there, the existing one and the ones that are still like, oh, is Folydam Homes real? Are they really what they are saying they are? All right, I want to say thank you for those that already trust us and that's partners with us. And for those that are yet to, trust my word, everything you've heard so far is the true color about Folydam Homes. There is nothing hidden here.
Yeah, on record anyway. We will pull out this is documented.
Yes.
So we're going to pull it out years later when you say you have changed it and That's what I like to put people on record.
Change for good.
Amen. I pray that.
We only change for good.
I pray that. I pray that.
Like I told you, every morning our core value is very, very key, and we make sure we dwell on it.
So my own parting word for you is to please remember why you're doing this again. That story we started from.
Yes.
Please ensure that it's engraved somewhere that you don't forget. Because if that is in front of you, why you started this whole thing is to ensure that nobody loses their hard-earned income like you did. Then I believe that decades to come, you will still remain your true self. And Folydam Homes will be lasting stronger and having investors that are happy with their investment. Now, this is not to say that they won't make mistakes along the line. But you should be responsible enough to own up to your mistakes. And
no one is perfect, definitely. But we try to make sure, as much as we can, to make sure that every investment in our own custody is safe.
And people get value for their money.
Of course, definitely when it's safe, it means they are getting value for what they pay for.
Please, let me reiterate. Do not forget why you started this in the first place.
I never even knew. I've not discussed this with you.
Nah, honestly, all through our stay in Ibadan, I think I just I assume, maybe you assume I knew the story.
Yes, actually, that was it.
So we just started on the premise of I've known you for a long time and all of
Mhm.
that. So I've known you for a while, but I was watching him from afar, like once beaten, twice beaten. I think I've been beaten plenty times. So I'm like 1 million shy now. I'm even see you at two in one goggle like this.
I feel bad when I hear things like that still happen.
No,
the
it's
industry.
happening.
Seriously, I
It's
felt
happening.
bad because we all know what's going on right now. It's not easy to just put money together, and at the end of the day, people are not getting value for what they are paying for. It's so bad, and it's
We shouldn't make it. Your story is about some of our story. Like I mentioned when we started this conversation, how we don't want to have this Omonile experience, and then we are coming and saying, "Oh, don't go through the Omonile experience." It's not just the Omonile experience, the family experience. This year, I saw a video on social media. I talked about it on this channel.
okay.
This woman came into the country. No, it's a man. The man came into the country. He stays in Europe. He's been sending money to his sister. This 2024, say, mid-year. I kid you guys not. I'm diverting, but I just wanted to say the story. I watched everything. I was tearing up. On my Instagram, I was saying that why is this happening in 2024? He was giving money to his sister who is married to build a house. She was sending videos, sending pictures. He was taking care of the sister's responsibility. That's the one that got me angry. So it's not a case of Umba mi calling me Otojue.
I understand.
He was taking care of he was the one paying for the sister's children's school fees. Children, go and share one child. And he came back home. Alala, nothing. She had the guts to say it. The man was doing the video. He almost want to die. They were recording him live. It was a live video.
Imagine.
And then it was a live video. They were holding the transaction, and he put it on the fan. Somebody should do a live video for him.
I can relate.
And he was saying that they were exchanging words. And then the sister said, what did you do for me?
Can you imagine?
He said, I paid your school fees. See, it's so if this was the story, it's not just Omonile.
No,
family members will buy land and not, they will be sending money home. They will not build anything, or some will build it and take possession. Putting this in the family name.
I can relate. One happened to us here. A client, the man is from Edo State. He stays in South Africa. This man said he has sent money to the siblings, two of them, on a different location, for them to acquire property for him. They lavished the money. The man said he sent money to Folydam homes, and deep down in him, he said, my family Kukuma do me shege. So he let me even try outsider. The man dashed me money. The man was so happy.
You need to share with me.
He came. That was 2 years ago, actually.
Okay.
The man was so happy and like, thank you. In fact, I think some of the videos I will show you about some of our clients' testimonies about us is actually part of it. The man was so happy. And there's another one too. This man is the man. The son is in abroad. Do you know the son sent money to this man? This one actually shocked me. The son sent money to the man to buy property for him. The man, which is the father to the guy abroad,
spends the money.
The man collected 6 million naira per plot from the son and went to buy. He didn't spend the money. He now went to get a property of 600,000 naira, and definitely that a property of 600,000 naira will not have title.
Wow.
He got a property of 600,000 naira per plot against 6 million naira per plot.
A father.
He now built a structure that Lekki Phase 1 built on the land.
That is not titled.
That is not titled. He built what the son said he should build. But on
a wrong foundation?
On a wrong foundation, wrong land. So it was on the government land.
If we go ahead with this story, we will not end here today. But why did I talk about this? It's just to remind you, sir, that if we say that we want to save these people from investors from the stress of Omonile, the stress of family duping them.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't also be a source of pain to them. Please.
One thing is, we developer, we are also a minister, but not everybody that understand that.
Some developer, even me, I know that some people watch and say, goodness, there are some developers that have put me in trouble.
We are also, the work we are doing is just like the way pastors are also working.
Yes, true.
That is what we are doing. For those that really understand what being a developer is all about. There are a lot of people in diaspora that will be under snows and they'll be sending money down home. Now imagine after sending those money,
you don't get value.
Getting value for what? So
I mean, I know that the real estate business is not straight, especially in Lagos. That's why we're moving to Ibadan. But then, when there's an issue, at least let's resolve it and provide
the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is not that we don't have challenges within the 4 years, but we were able to handle it and we were able to, find our way out of it and come out well. See, at the end of the day, after the whole challenges, the very important one is our clients still get value for what they paid for.
And that is where I was going to ask that question earlier. I just responded because I know that there will be challenges.
There is.
But the most important thing is you providing solution. That's why I say that real estate market in Nigeria is peculiar and you can't compare with anywhere in the world. Don't even bother. Because if you do it, it's a mishap.
No, you can't compare.
Because you will miss it.
At all.
However, the confidence is when I invest with Folydam homes and there's a problem on because even no matter how experienced you are, you still fall into certain things. Certain things will just happen that is beyond your control. And the number one is government. Do you understand? But when certain things happen, what is the confidence of the investor with you? Because I have certain brands, I'll say, when you invest with this brand, forget it, just go and sleep. Even if there is a problem, there is a solution. Yes. Not that they will abandon you and jackpot and do all of that. So, which is one of the things I want people to know about you. And please, again, don't forget why you start this business. Your why is very, very important. In fact, above your core values, let it be your watchword. So, all right. If you have more questions for him, put it in the comment section. I will send it to him and you can have a one-on-one. It's accessible. So for you that want to buy into Oluyole Resort, you want us to have a 3-way call or a 4-way call with your friend, with your family. He is available. All you just need to do is contact me and then we can put the call through, ask him all the questions. Tell him to, in fact, his best, if you need his birth certificate, he has to provide it. Let him to prove. It's a situation where you have to bring your international passport. I don't know what was going to go. You want to do research on him, you can search him anywhere. He's one of the few that still do the business with integrity. Like he mentioned it softly that his friend said, you don't have mind, you that you're a soft person. Yes, he's actually a very soft person, but rugged with the business. So thank you to everyone who watched it to this point. If you got to this point, you're really, really an MVP, and I appreciate you watching it to this point, ladies and gentlemen. My name remains goodness. This man, of course, I'm the queen of landlord maker, and it will be my joy to help you ensure that you have a stressless process while investing in Oluyole Resorts. Every detail you need can be provided to you, the title document, everything you need, inspection, you can send a representative. This is not a property in Ibadan that will take ages for it to happen because we had a lot of experience. Once again, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll be waiting for your call. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, compliment of the season to you and yours, wherever you are. Like I always like to say, that wherever you're watching me from, you should please be safe, because your safety is important to us in Nigeria retail 24/7. And that's why I say to you that you should also remain awesome just the way you are. So I say to you, oh,
thank you.